YouTube. My name is Stacy. I'm known here as Flightyrambler, and I'd like to welcome you to my channel today. Today I'm happy to be continuing my index card mixed media art journaling project. It's a series I always fall back to when I'm a little overwhelmed, when I'm considering a bigger piece like a real art journal page. The small scale of index card projects just really appeals to me. I'll start this video by showing the collection of projects I've already worked on, complete with the cover of this Nintendo controller. I really enjoy those old NES games. And in fact, emulators are a good way to dip your toes back into those waters. And here's an index card. Actually, it's 3 index cards that I've glued together. I'll begin by going through my collection of little mark making stamps. I'll choose 3 and then I'll choose 2 colors, black and red, to go ahead and do some stamping on the background. I really like how the stamping broke up the background and it broke the page for me so I can just push forward. I'm going to use the black archival ink to add a border to my index card. Next, I'll get a regular pencil to do my scribble journaling and some mark making. I wanted to add a tissue or some napkin, and lately I have been saving my tea bags and drying them out so that I have this fabulous patina on these pieces of tissue, and I'm going to use one today. I'll use matte gel medium to glue it down. I'll put a layer on the bottom. I'll crumple the tea bag up and glue it down with another layer of matte gel medium on top. I'll begin drying it, but then I decide that I will also do the collage. I've chosen a couple of pieces of different papers and I'm just going to glue them down. I like how that's looking. I'm going to use my punchinella. I'll choose one of the patterns. Once the gesso is laid, I'll use the punchinella like a stencil and I'll lift up some of the gesso with a baby wipe. To break up the pattern in the background, I'll use that wet brush with some gesso still on it and I'll just move some of the pattern around. Now I'm looking at the card I created with shades of brown such as coffee and walnut ink, as well as some of my acrylic inks. I wanted to have a quick guide so that I can choose the color more easily. And I'm waffling back and forth today between coffee and walnut ink, and in the end I decide to use some walnut ink. Using the straw, I'll add some walnut ink to my card and then I'll go ahead and spray. I will also spray some water to get it moved around as I'm drying it. As I'm drying it, it does dry down to a duller color, so I am going to add a bit more ink here and there now and then. I do want to add more white to my project, but not too much. So I choose this really small dot stencil and I'll use a makeup brush and white acrylic paint to break up the background. And wow, I love the really cool effect that it created. I want to add more black to my background, so I'll use this chevron stencil and the black archival ink pad with a foam applicator. Now it's time for my focal point, and I'm going to choose this really cute stencil of a bird in a tree. So we have all these branches and leaves. I have a makeup sponge and some white acrylic paint, and I'm going to try to block out the shapes. I did create a problem for myself. I used walnut ink, and it does reactivate with wet media, which means that the white isn't white, it's more of a dull brown. I decide that I'm going to block or create that glossy finish for myself because I do want to color the bird and the leaves with my Pitt Artist's pens, but I do want a nice glossy surface so that they smear with my fingertips. So I lose all that fabulous texture and the layers in the background by using my matte gel medium and swiping it across, and there goes the smearing of all the brown, and I'm just like, oh, Stacy, what have you done? I should know better. Last time I used walnut ink, I tried to make a mental note that I need to create that barrier. I need to use my gloss spray or hairspray to lock the walnut ink in place so that it doesn't run or reactivate. So silly me, I really did mess up those layers. Everything is smeared. So I'll go ahead and dry off the matte gel medium. Then I will use my gloss spray, my fixative, my gloss spray, and step outside to put a layer on it. And it works. Of course it works. That's what it's designed to do. I just wish I had thought of it sooner. Now that the surface is prepped, I'm going to use Pitt Artist's pen in different colors to color in my focal point. And once the coloring is done, I will use my micron pen and do my sketchy lines around everything to bring it all back to life. Everything has dried down, so I'm going to use some white acrylic paint. I'll water it down and then it's time for splats, 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 splats. I'll dry off the white splats, then I'll go ahead and add some black. And splats always makes a project pop and look a little bit more cohesive. I want to build a sentiment cluster, so I'll use embroidery floss and also gauze to create a small little cluster on the bottom right hand corner. Finally, it's time to use Aleene's tacky glue to glue my cluster down. Now, in my last index card video, I had complained that I couldn't get the glue out. My grip strength was awful. I couldn't get glue and ended up using matte gel medium, which wrecked my project, I felt. So before I began today's project, I snipped the tip of the Aleene's glue bottle, and that made the glue flow a lot better, a lot faster. It's easier to get access to the glue and it works perfectly. So I'm going to use that tacky glue to get my embroidery floss and the gauze down. As I use my Dymo to create my sentiment and trim it off, I do get these extra pieces of black plastic, and I love using them on my projects. I'll glue 3 squares of that black plastic on the bottom left-hand corner. And then there's some strips left, so I'll use those to glue up in the top right-hand corner as well. And I like how the black is seemingly framing my whole project. Then it's just a matter of getting the word glued down on top of my cluster, and I'm feeling fulfilled lately. I'm feeling wonderfully, happily fulfilled, and that's a beautiful place and a beautiful feeling, that's for sure. And a reminder that I do have an Etsy shop. It's open, and in fact, I'll be adding some napkins to my shop in a short while here. I'll have a link to the shop listed below in the description box, and I highly encourage you to go check that out. Once everything is stuck down, that looks like that's it for this project. I'd like to thank you for watching. I encourage you to hit that like button. Go ahead, hit that thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and hit the notification bell so that you can be notified the next time I upload another video. And until my next video, bye-bye.